What's up, y'all? Charlie here, and I want to take a second and talk to you guys about campaign pilots. So we all know that the easy part is building an app, right? Use a platform tool like Bolt, Cursor, Lovable, whatever. You vibe code it, deploy it, ship it out. Awesome. That's just the beginning. You launch, you get maybe some traffic. You hit X, you hit Product Hunt, Reddit, maybe you get some signups, and then silence. So what do? You go to Google Analytics, you go to Search Console, and you're just looking at numbers. So what do those numbers actually mean? You're looking at bounce rate sessions, acquisition channels, top pages, top non-branded queries, whatever it is. How do you actually make sense of that to get more people to your app? That's what Campaign Pilots does. So you connect once, connect to Google Analytics once, connect Search Console one time, and you ask it in plain English, what pages are my users dropping from? How do I keep them on the page? How do I get more people to my app? Ask in plain English, get answers in less than 60 seconds. No marketing degree required. Campaign Pilots is your marketing co-pilot. Try it for free at campaignpilots.ai.
Everything is super manual. If you don't make a good impression in onboarding, you will lose the customer. You can screw up heavily. Why aren't we doing this? There needs to be a smarter way.
Welcome back, or welcome to the Builders Growth Lab podcast. I'm Mallory, your community brand marketer. And of course, we've got Charlie here, who is Mr. Poopy Pants. Just kidding.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
A little bit Mr. Poopy Pants.
For those of you who are listening, we were just joking about that. But he is our SEO expert here. And then, of course, we also have Connor, who is our full stack digital. Oh, I'm not going to bully you today. It's like you and me we've like created this alliance against Charlie. So
yeah, we're on a wavelength right now.
You are the digital marketer god.
Get the fuck out of here, both of you.
Sorry. I love that. That's what I'm going to introduce myself as next time. I'm going to be like, hi, I'm Connor, digital marketing god. You've never heard of me or my agency, but I'm really good at what I do. Trust me.
I'm just going to pump my own tires here. So, both y'all F off.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is a place where we talk about all things AI and marketing. And I'm really excited because today we're going to be interviewing Teemu. He is an amazing founder that's building an AI product for onboarding and that whole entire process. So we'll be chatting with him later. But before we get into that, let's have Charlie, you go first. Charlie, how was your weekend? Tell us.
It was awesome. We buzzed up. When I say we, some of our girlfriends, mom and dad, her parents flew in from Charlotte. I'm in Denver for context. So they flew in, and her sister, my girlfriend's sister, and her husband and niece, their daughter, flew in from Vancouver. So her family came into town. So we met up here in Denver, and then we just buzzed up west an hour and a half to the mountains. We went to Winter Park for, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 nights. So we grabbed a couple condos up there, and man, it was good to get away. I didn't realize this, and my girlfriend actually brought it up. She goes, "When's the last time you went more than one day without opening your laptop?" And I was just like, blah, blah. I don't even know what that means. So that was cool.
We got to change that. Look, if you close your laptop for just a few extra days, and this is to all the founders who are listening, because I know it's hard, I promise you will not only come back more well-rested, but you may have new ideas that you just didn't have before.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah,
Charlie says, I totally get that.
He's like, I get that, but
I'm not going to fucking do it. Yeah,
I'm not doing that. I get that. I get
Speaking
that.
Of
Wait, so is your family, like, are they all like skiers and snowboarders, or just, what'd you guys do in Winter Park?
My family, no, but so we got up to Winter Park. We did not ski. We went tubing.
Tubing, yes.
1,000 times gnarly. Like, my first time going down. Look, I played competitive hockey growing up. I do downhill mountain bikes. I've done double black trails. Like, I've done a pro line. Like, I was going down that. The first time I was like, what the I mean, you're like ripping down this not trail, like snow guided, I don't know what the hell, track, I guess you could say, but it's at night. So it freezes over.
Yeah.
And like her parents are doing that. They're like, okay.
Oh my God,
It's
you could
basically
easily
like
fall out and break a bone.
it's like the first time I went down. I mean, I went up like on the side. Picture it almost looks like, and it's at night, so it's like pretty damn cold in the elevation. And so first time going up, okay, I look down the track. I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm gonna go
Whoa.
down the one that's like not so fast because there's three different tracks. The one on the far left, not that context matters, but I went down the one that wasn't the fastest, and I went like picture like a loose track with like the sides that go up, so it's like flat in the middle, and you can kind of go up on the side.
Like a snowboard, like
Yeah, like
whatever.
that. And then I'm in this tube and I'm hanging on, and you're going down a track that's it's downhill. And I was on the side and I could like look over the drop. I'm going like really freaking fast. I'm like, holy shit, like her parents are gonna go down this. I was like kind of scared for a second, and then like you're going, and then you just hit like a bunch of rubber mats and it just slows you down.
Mm,
The flat bottom. And
that
they
sounds
would
so
like
fun.
they would like spin you and everything, but in the back of my mind, like, holy shit, like what if something happens? Like I guess
You
we
wearing
signed up for
helmets and
labor.
stuff?
No, they just like yeah, just come
full
on.
on. You fall out
Yeah,
and
there's
tumble out.
just
Best
like
of luck.
whatever.
That's on you if you fall out. So
Yeah,
it's on you.
I guess so. That was cool. That was a Friday night. Thursday we just kind of chilled, and we're like across the street from a brewery, which was no, not that we drink that much, but that was cool. So Thursday
okay if
night
you
we all
did.
just kind of
It's,
chilled. And
it's
okay if you
You
did.
can have a couple beers.
I got a little banged up on Saturday actually, but on Friday, had a nice breakfast, getting up, and that was the first time in a very long time that they had all been together.
Mm,
And so
That's nice.
that's nice. Yeah.
yeah, and that was cool. So Friday we did the tubing, and then they saw reindeer. Friday night we went to a nice steak dinner. That was pretty cool. And then just buzzed back to the condo. We played
Damn,
cards.
bougie weekend. Bougie weekend over here.
Played cards. It was so funny. So her mom's so funny. Like she kind of reminds me of you, Mallory. I think her love language is being a bully. And so we have like
She's
really
got
good
a great
banter.
mom.
Yeah. Oh, she's great. Yeah.
I already know it.
She's awesome. And so we it's not that we bully each other. Like we just have like really good
Yeah,
banter back
yeah.
and forth. And so we have this ongoing joke. Maybe I don't know, a year ago, we were playing cards one night, and she's not the best shuffler, and so her mom, and she shuffles cards, and
I also am not. That's the thing we
okay.
also have in common. I'm so bad at it. And then when I do it, people make fun of me. And I'm like, you just do it. Like,
yeah. And so she like dealt the cards, but she got all the good cards. We're playing spades, so she got all the face cards, and I'm like, you're cheating. Like you're clearly cheating. Like you have to try to do that. You can't accidentally. Like nobody's that bad at shuffling. And so from then on, we just call each other cheaters. So fast forward to Friday, we're playing cards, and there's a game. It's like a timed game. It's called Exploding Pigeon, where you have like 30 seconds to do like rock, paper, scissors, or 30 seconds to do like Pictionary or like whatever else. There's a die that flops.
That's cool.
And so she got rock, paper, scissors. So I wasn't playing, but her mom was playing, I think her niece, and she got kind of flustered. So she's doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, rock, paper, and she does rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and she does a gun. She just got like too flustered. And so we all laugh like hysterically. So now we all joke that she's just a cheater and bring guns and all that. So that was funny. I laughed pretty hard at that. She goes, oh my girlfriend goes, oh my God, my mom is cheating. She's actually cheating. She's doing guns and rock, paper, scissors. And we all had a pretty good laugh at that. So that was their Christmas gathering.
Got it.
Everybody in town. So Saturday they do spaghetti every year. It's a family recipe, and it was so good. Hats off to my girlfriend for making dinner and breakfast. Thanks, babe. It was so good. It was. I had like a stomach ache by the end of the night just because I ate so much food. I felt like I've said this before. I felt like a sewer rat just because but like a bougie one just because I ate so much good food, and I was just like laying on my side trying to watch football.
Oh my God.
So and then we went to a distillery, and I won't talk about the lack
got
of sleep.
after it.
Yeah, I'm like,
a little bit.
what did you not do?
On Saturday? It didn't ski, but still we had great time. It was great seeing your parents. Your parents are so cool. They're so awesome.
That's amazing.
And got back Saturday. I took a like 2-hour nap. I'm catching up. I'm still catching up on sleep I didn't get just because I don't know if this happens to you guys when you travel. Do you just not sleep?
I don't sleep well. I mean, I can't.
just
It's
lie
not
in
like
bed?
it's not an hour long of sleep or anything, but it's like nothing's better there's no better sleep than in my bed with my
Yeah.
sheets, with my, so I can sleep decent, but I don't think I can sleep well when traveling.
Yeah,
And I've
like
tried everything, like face masks, white noise, earplugs, like, I don't know.
no, I can't sleep on airplanes. Like that's just a no.
I can't,
Never
yeah.
happens. And then I can fall asleep if I travel, but I will wake up like every hour on the hour and be like,
Yeah.
where am I? This is
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
I hate this. So the sleep is really broken and not great.
Man, I wish I
Got
could
it.
figure that out. I wish there was a really good hack for sleep and traveling. Because this is a problem for so many
Yeah.
people.
Like
So
first night, I don't think I fell asleep that first night. I just watched the sun come up.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Second
I would
night,
cry. I would actually start crying. Can I say that? I'd be
mean,
like,
I'm-
oh my God, the sun's rising and I haven't fell asleep
yeah,
yet.
it's ugh. And then like you have the anxiety of, oh, it's 4:30. We have breakfast at like 8.
Oh,
If I can get to sleep, I can still get like a couple good hours, and then I look at the clock and it's like 6:45. I'm like, oh,
that
fuck.
reminds
Like,
me of like when I was in like grade school and you'd wake up at like you'd have to be ready for the bus by 7. I'd wake up at like 5:45. Be like, I only have 15 more
Yeah.
minutes so I could sleep, and it was just the worst feeling in the
Exactly.
world. Like,
yeah.
But you could
Yeah.
fall back asleep probably.
but I could fall back asleep.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Whereas
not
now
there.
we're like,
Nope.
we can't do that.
Not happening. So I caught up on some sleep on Sunday when I got back, and I just crashed out of my couch, my nappy couch.
Mm.
And yeah, that was it. A little bit of work on the app. I will be redoing the onboarding, as I've heard that's pretty important. And I think I think that was it. That was my. Oh, I did watch the Rangers game last night, Connor.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah,
I was there. I got
Shesterkin
to watch
is-
it
Cool.
in person. Shesterkin's a beast, dude.
He's
I feel so
nasty.
bad that he's on that team.
Yeah. So
Same.
yeah.
You know Mallory. Like
Exactly.
I know.
Shesterkin.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, that was my weekend.
That was Charlie's like, that was my weekend. Not too much, anything.
It was
Just-
nonchalant,
just-
you know?
Not a big deal. Not a
Just
big
covered the
deal.
gamut of everything I've done this past month in 2 days.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway,
All right, Connor. What about
Connor.
you?
Oh man!
Tell us about
Besides
life.
this terrible lighting, I need guys. If you have a camera suggestion, like video cam suggestion, let me know because I hate this camera.
Yeah, we need
anyway.
to get you like a ring. Like, do you have any way to have
Do you
like
have
a
a
ring
light?
light in front of you to like?
I could.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I digress on the camera thing. What did I do this weekend? I had a Christmas party. So every year, my wife and I, before we even got married, we always have a Christmas party. So it's always like a big thing with our friends. They come over, we do a white elephant, we have like a food spread. It used to be at night. People would come over like 6, and now that we're older, and a lot of our friends have like kids,
Yeah.
and we also don't want to. Well, funny enough, anyway, I'll get to in a second. We don't want to stay up super late, even though I did anyway. We had people come over at like 12. We
Like
did a
1?
brunch this year.
Oh,
Yeah, like
okay.
12 to 1. And, breakfast spread, white elephant still, great gifts. It was an awesome time, had a blast. My wife dresses up every year as a different character. She was a giant gingerbread this year. She was the
Cute.
Grinch last year. She was
Oh.
Mrs. Claus the year before. So she always has
Cute.
like a theme.
Do you dress up?
No, I'm not good.
Bruh.
Come on, Connor.
I-
You could
I
be
let-
Buddy
no.
the Elf every year.
You know what? I could, but you know what? She actually made a good point. I'm just going to ride with it. She's like, Connor doesn't want to take my spotlight away, so he doesn't dress up. So we're going to leave it at that. And I'm
Okay,
like, that's right.
fair.
That's right,
All
honey.
right. You know what? I agree now. I take
He
back
gets
what
all
I
the
said.
spotlight. So,
You don't even have a light in your camera, bro. Like you're not gonna steal.
Yo,
Come on.
yo, at least I recognize it, okay? That's the first step is recognizing that I have a problem. The problem is my lighting in here sucks. Like, party was really fun. I ended up staying up until like 3 a.m., just like having a blast. Some friends like left like, I don't know, maybe like an hour before. And then I proceeded to sleep I went to bed at 3, woke up around 3 to 4 p.m. just in time for the afternoon games on Sunday for football.
The whole day is gone.
That I really hate that, right? And that's what makes me like, listen, I love having beers. I like to drink. Like, I don't, but I really hate how it just totally destroys your entire next day.
For
Like,
sure.
I used to not care, and I think I used to not care because you could get up as like a 20-year-old and be like, oh, I'll just, go out and do it again. There's no big deal. You're re-energized after a few hours of sleep, and it literally destroys my entire like week at this point.
Mm.
So it's like slept until 3 or 4, woke up, watched the games for a little bit, went back to sleep at 8, and woke up at like 8 a.m. the next day. So I slept for 24 hours, it feels like, within like
So
a
basically
2-day
half
span.
the weekend.
Yeah, half the weekend was
Yeah,
just
you were
spent
asleep.
sleeping. So
That
there's
sounds
not.
nice.
That is
It was
banana
really nice,
lands.
though.
How do you like? Is
I
that
think-
straight through, or do you get up
No,
to like
it's like
take a
I'll get
leak
up and I'll get like a drink of water, or like, a little like bite to eat, and then go back to bed, like just like, kind of shuffle back into my bedroom.
Charlie, you're just jealous.
But
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I'll put it to you this way though. I don't sleep like that usually, and I think it was just my body's like it's just natural
You were just
function of being
tired.
like, yo,
Yeah.
you need to sleep, man, and like you need to sleep a lot
You
to
were
catch back
tired.
up. Yeah. So it was a fun weekend in that regard. Kept the laptop
Wait, one
closed.
question.
Yeah.
Question. What was the funniest white elephant gift at the party?
Oh, somebody got somebody
Mm.
bought like a whole roast chicken,
Oh my
which I thought
God.
was so
Roast?
funny. Like
Wait,
like
it
the
was
ones that
cooked? It was already
yeah, like
cooked?
the ones that you buy at like Costco or like Sam's
Yeah,
Club
yeah.
or whatever. Like somebody bought a fresh one right before they got there. Just
That's
had
great.
A roast
What?
chicken.
That's actually funny. That's funny.
Yeah,
It was
I
really
just
good. It was
rip
really
off
clever.
a leg and just go.
It was really
You
clever, and
guys-
they ended up just opening it up and sharing, and we ate it.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my
why
God.
not?
The
How many
last
people
white
were
elephant
over?
I was at. Oh, wait, go. Sorry. Go,
You guys
Connor.
go.
I,
No.
I
you're
was just
good.
gonna say the last
I
elephant I was at, I opened a Bill Cosby book on fatherhood,
Oh
which
my God.
I
Whoa.
immediately threw away. And then another weird gift that was given out was Plan B. So someone also received Plan B. So I just want to share that because, like, white elephant brings out the weird shit, which
It
is
does.
fun.
So So last year we had a really good one. Actually, a really, really funny one. So my really close friend, when I was growing up, Plan B's, I don't know if this tops that, but somebody went into like a 99-cent like dollar store and bought like a DMX doll, like a Rough Riders DMX doll.
Oh my
that, like-
God. Oh
and
my
now,
God.
honestly though, I loved it so much. I just had this, like, I was like, I need this. I want it. So now it only comes out every Christmas. It sits on a shelf right next to my desk. And he has a Santa hat on. I bought a Santa hat and I glued it on his head.
That is
You guys want me to
awesome.
show you DMX?
yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
kind
show you
of. And,
DMX. Hold on.
and
Yes.
actually, we may want to replace Connor with DMX permanently as
Probably
the
has better
co-host
lighting.
of
Yeah.
this podcast.
I want you guys to say hello to DMX. If you can see him.
Oh my
Yo.
God.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's sick, actually.
And
That's
I thought it
badass.
was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, where'd you get that?
Funny.
Like a 99-cent store. I was like, I need DMX and I need him every Christmas now. So
Oh my God.
best
Hell
white
yeah.
elephant gift I've ever gotten. But besides that, weekend was chill. Rangers game yesterday. That was fun.
You're in a suite.
I was in a suite. So
Dude,
yeah,
suites
so
are
I
the
got
best.
it.
You have the bathroom is right there. You don't have to like.
Oh, it was great.
elbow
Like free,
through
free
and-
food, like free. So I didn't like have a single drink. I was there with actually like a client that I've worked with for a long time, and I'm actually just friends at this point. So I went,
Cool.
and they gave like everybody in their office off to like today. So
Oh, nice.
they were all just like having at it, and they're like,
Oh.
Connor, like, you want a drink? And I'm like, get away from me. I was like, do not come near me with a drink,
I've
water.
been sleeping all weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another 8 hours of sleep I'm gonna have just to, actually get this one drink just out of my body.
Exactly. So I said no, but it was still a fun time. Listen, hockey's fun to watch in person, sporting events, all that. good
Hockey's
stuff.
Yeah.
so much better in person than on TV.
It's so much better.
It is so much better. And did Rempe play last night? The big kid?
No, he didn't. He's the one who gets in the fights with everybody, though.
Yeah. Big
Mm.
kid. Big dude.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
didn't play,
6'8" on
but-
skates.
As one does, I did a parlay. I won $65. I bet
Oh.
5. I
Oh,
won 65.
all right.
Okay.
The
What'd you
gambling
bet?
took off.
There we go.
Week.
It
Let's
was
go.
the under for the total goals of 6.5, and then I picked some guy. I totally forgot, but I asked my friend. He's like, pick this guy on the Ducks to score a goal, and he did. Starts with an L. Doesn't matter. He won me $65. He's the man.
Yeah,
He's the man.
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, and the Ducks are real this season. They are
Yeah,
like-
apparently they're very good.
Dude,
So
they have a coach. They have a badass coach. Actually, their coach used to play. I wasn't playing at the time. He used to play in our summer league like 20 years ago. But he's won a cup with Colorado as an assistant in '96, and then he won some cups in Chicago. And he's like the guy. There's like 3 in the NHL. He's like the guy of like a structured, like, you're a professional. Do not fuck around. We're doing this, and it's like such a winning culture that he brings. Because last year they were terrible. And he came in and he just
that's everything. Culture's everything, man,
it's-
for a sports
yeah,
team.
it's
But
fucking awesome. That dude's.
But it was a good
badass.
weekend. Laptop closed the whole weekend. We were just talking
Good
about
job.
laptops closed. So I was
Ugh.
really happy to do that. You know what stinks though? You close your laptop and then you open it up after the long
I
weekend.
know, and you're like,
400 emails.
Dude, I still have them stacked up because again, like, even though I slept so much, like yesterday was one of those like groggy days, getting back into it. I was like, all right, like really slow rolled it, and yeah, I just got a lot to catch up on. But that's okay. It's the holidays.
Nice,
you know?
nice.
I'm all right with that. No complaints.
Mallory,
So-
who did you bully this weekend?
Yeah, Mallory, who'd you pick on?
Look,
How many kids in Roblox did you destroy lives?
you know what? I didn't play Roblox to destroy their lives.
Just destroy lives.
Wow.
Little Timmy's never the same
If I was only
after that.
powerful. If I was only that powerful. Unfortunately, on Roblox, you can't use lots of words because it's banned. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like light bullying. Okay. It's light bullying.
I don't believe that. But okay.
You know,
Thumbs down. Your
there's a
outfit's
range.
gross.
There's a range to bullying, you know what I mean? So, anywho, probably bullied some people for sure. Another thing, okay, so I watched a movie this weekend, and it's really hard for me to sit down and watch a 2.5 hour movie, but I watched Respect, which is a movie about Aretha Franklin, and I don't know much about her, but it was a sick movie, and I
seen that.
learned that she produced 9 albums before she had her first hit. And I say this because it reminds me of the stories of so many founders we've had on this podcast, right? Of like resiliency. And so I not only just like love her music, but in her story, but I just love to be inspired by someone who just showcases a shit ton of resiliency in life. And Aretha Franklin is that. So yeah, if you want to watch a movie, you know, it's a little bit different in the music world, I highly recommend watching Respect.
My sister loves Aretha Franklin. I'm going to tell you that. Who played
good.
Aretha in it? Do you know?
What's her face? She's super popular.
I love how I'm like making Mallory. I'm like, yeah, Mallory, Google it.
I'm
Tell
like,
me.
Jennifer
I'm right in front of my
Hudson.
computer.
No,
Jennifer
I know.
Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson plays Aretha Franklin, and I mean, the singing just alone in the movie is absolutely incredible.
Outstanding.
So, highly recommend watching if you want to dive into that. Other things, let's see. Went to a friend's 40th birthday party. Was supposed to sing Ave Maria because my friend wanted to showcase
That's right.
all of all of his friends' talents, but I walked into the restaurant and I'm like, I'm not singing this. This is going to kill the vibe of the party. I have no mic and there's no like actual song. So this song is so like, it will kill the vibe. So I did not do that, which yeah, it's just like Ave Maria isn't the song that's going to get the people going on a Friday night. Like it's a song
What
that's
is it?
like,
It's valid. It's a valid.
What's it?
statement.
It's very
okay.
like.
It's
Can you sing
how do I
part of it
explain?
now? Would that kill this vibe?
It would kill the vibe. I mean, it wouldn't kill the vibe, but it's just like I'll send you a video of me singing it. Okay. I'll find some time to do that.
Charlie, I feel like I could like relate this to you. Mallory, I'm sorry. I just want to tell
come
him where
here.
you would know the song from. I believe it's in, you know, the Batman with the Riddler in it.
Yeah.
You know, when he starts singing
worst
like
one?
that. Yeah, it's not. I thought it was pretty good. But you know, when he starts singing like the operatic thing, like where he's visiting him in the jail. I think that's Ave
That's
Maria.
it?
I think
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
send you the song. If
Okay.
you hear it, you'll know it immediately. Like
Okay.
even if you didn't go to church growing up, I feel like it's a pretty
Okay.
popular sort of
At some point on
opera
this.
classical piece.
Okay. At some point in the next couple shows, Mallory, we're gonna bully you into doing some opera on this.
Okay, all right. I'll prepare for that. But yeah, I usually sing it in Latin. So yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
what you were training for a couple weeks ago?
Yes, but then I am also learning an Italian opera song, and I'm excited because I'm
Italian
going to start doing singing lessons again, just to kind of start, better learning some of these songs. Because if I want to apply for the conservatory, I have to audition and I have to sing 3 different pieces. So, anyhow,
That's
but
dope.
so my friend's 40th birthday party was sick because what he did differently from any other party I've ever been to is he is a big movie buff, and so he printed out scripts from 3 to 4 of his favorite movies from the past year and made his friends act out specific scenes in between courses. So it was actually really fun and entertaining. And I'm like, man, what can I do in the future if I'm bringing my friends together to make them do something silly like that? But it was really enjoyable.
Goodness. Wow.
So yeah, I did that.
What were the scripts?
So there was a script from the movie Sinners,
haven't seen it.
which is a vampire movie that came out. And then the other movies I don't know because I'm not a movie buff like my friend. But yeah, so that was cool. But honestly, the rest of my weekend was pretty chill. Like I kind of vegged out a little bit. And then in terms of my week last week, I also met some new founders, which is also cool. And then I think I said this, but I'm just starting to plan for 2026, both like personally and professionally. And I have a pretty like in-depth goals process that I do between an extreme amount of journaling and, other things that I do to
You're going to roll out the agency soon, right? In 2026 or?
Yeah. So I'll be launching the agency. I mean, I've already been working with clients, but I will definitely be hard launching the agency early next year. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's also really exciting. So I just, yeah.
When is that that thing in the park you were going to do?
That's tomorrow. So
Ooh.
yeah, so tomorrow I have a 20-person women in tech meetup here. And we're gonna go, I call it Yappin' in the Park, and we're just gonna grab a coffee and go to the park nearby and, chit chat. There's no goal for this. My goal is, I just want to connect with other people and other
that's
women.
cool.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, and I think like right now we're seeing a lot of women leaving the workforce, not just tech in general, many industries. And so I want to try and provide a safe space for women in tech, because I know how hard it is to walk into a startup and there's like 15 dudes and you're the only female or woman that's a part of the team. So
yeah.
Anyway, so I'm excited to do that. I'll report back on how that goes next week.
I saw the show about Uber.
Yes.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes. Yeah.
Great show. And they make like a hard emphasis on that, and like the only woman on the I think it was the engineering team.
Oh, I'm shocked. I was going to say, was she in marketing or HR? Because that's the like,
okay.
We need to hire, we need more diversity hiring from our board. So
okay,
let's hire a woman for marketing or HR. It like tends to be kind of like the first stereotypically, but I like to hear that she's on the engineering side because it's mostly male dominated.
Yeah, awesome show. But yeah, the show made it very clear that's like a really big problem.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to watch that. That's on my list. I haven't seen that one yet because they're kind of too real for me. If I could be completely honest,
Really?
like being in Silicon Valley and in San Francisco for the last decade, like I watch some of these shows and I'm like, this is too real.
They're just like, oh God, no.
Do you know anybody?
I don't like this.
I don't like that.
Do you know anybody that knows Travis?
I do, but I haven't talked to them in depth about him. I guess
what I've heard is that he was the perfect person, the personality, the hard driver. Get the fuck out of my way. I do not see problems. I'll go through something. I'll go around it, over, under it, like a taxi commission. Like he was the perfect guy to solve a very, very big problem.
Yeah.
And he's like the type A, like asshole, if you're on my team, let's do it. If not, like, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like, so there's this thing that Brian Chesky used to do when he would hire people at Airbnb, the first few hires, he would ask them, if you were to die in the next year, would you still join this company? And it kind of reminds me of what you just said, because it's like, if you're not like dedicated to like this vision, I don't want you here. Even because like most people would be like, well, if I was going to die in the next year, I'm going to go travel. I'm going to spend time with family. And it's like, no, you're going to work here. So it's like, or if that should be the answer or the passion that you exude, right? So I don't know. It reminds me of that a little bit.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Well,
but that was my weekend. That was my weekend. So
that's kind of eventful. I like the 40th birthday party. What a cool idea.
I know. I'm thinking about stealing it for but maybe like from a music perspective, it's like, okay, here are my favorite songs. You guys got to sing just like a chorus line or a few lines together with friends. I don't know, something like that. I'm just making it up on the spot, but I want to make my friends do something silly, So.
Yeah. So what are we going to do when we all meet up here in Colorado?
Great question. I don't know. We gotta figure that out. We gotta film something though.
Mallory's going to bully us into something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Are you going snow tubing?
Oh, dude, that was like, I was like worried for a minute. Like I saw the first people.
I love how after Charlie's whole story, it's like, but wait, aren't we doing this? It sounds dangerous and fun.
And now we're not doing it because he's scared. So
I was like, holy shit. Like, what if somebody lets go? Like, if you let go, you're like,
I want to do a whiteboarding session. Is that lame?
Yeah,
it's kind of lame. What? What do you mean? What's a whiteboarding, like a brainstorming session? Like
look at Connor. Yeah. Oh, he's still tired.
He's still dialed.
I love whiteboarding. No, whiteboarding actually is pretty good. It
what?
Gets what? It's like creative juices flowing.
It is.
Oh,
but you fall asleep, right. You get tired from brainstorming. You don't like whiteboarding?
It really depends. I have to be very involved in the conversation. If I'm just like an observer,
hell
and like
no.
I don't have like a lot to like add to the conversation. Like, come on, we've all been in those
Okay,
meetings where they're like, come on, sit down in the whiteboard
Yeah.
session, and then you like literally don't say anything.
That's not my whiteboarding
Or it's like-
sessions. That's not how
I
this
figured
goes.
it wouldn't be like that for us. I'm
Hell
just saying.
no, that's lame. If there's
I've-
3 people and I can't get the 2 of you engaged, then I'm
Well,
doing
that's a
something
problem.
wrong.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a problem.
That's a
Like,
big problem.
we just gotta stop, So anyway.
Well,
Ugh.
what is our Mallory as the host of our show?
I
this
know I
episode?
am. Okay, all right. So we are about to dive into our interview with Teemu. So yeah,
on skiing.
on 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 skiing.
No,
What?
skiing. Isn't that the name of it?
Skene.
Oh,
yeah.
skiing. I thought you said skiing. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my God. My brain, you guys.
Well, I'm sure skiing goes on a lot over there.
No,
as well.
no. That's just, I misinterpret what you said. But yes, Teemu has built a product called Skene. Like I mentioned earlier, it's an AI powered sort of onboarding and customer success platform. So we're going to learn a lot about the platform itself and his background, especially since he's been a founder before, and sort of his thoughts around all things onboarding. And, I think I told both of you guys earlier, but just like it's a topic that is so important, but no one really talks about, I would say. It's not the focus, but I know that when I worked on building my own startup, I just remember my investors like hyper focusing on the onboarding experience. It is so important, but I think it's kind of an afterthought. So excited to kind of learn more from him.
Sweet.
Dope.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's jump
Get
in.
to it.
Okay, we are joined by Teemu. He is the founder of Skene.ai. Teemu, thank you for joining us today on the Builders Growth
Hey.
Lab podcast.
Thank you, and very happy to be here.
Yeah,
This is,
awesome to have you here, Teemu.
Yeah, this is really cool. I just I just blasted in your DMs on LinkedIn. I saw some cool stuff. You guys are doing some cool things. So you're located in Helsinki, you said?
Yeah, we're located here. We have like our team is like partly remote. One of the co-founders is living in Turin, but yeah, 2 of us
Okay.
are in Helsinki. So very
Okay.
European team.
Okay, I got to ask. So I grew up playing hockey, and there is a kid. He was an incredible goalie. I play goalie. He's an incredible goalie, and he loved heavy metal rock. Loved heavy metal. Is that a big thing in Helsinki? He was from Helsinki.
So it's huge. Like
Okay.
heavy metal in
Oh.
Finland is just like, I think like everybody knows the games like Angry Birds, Supercells,
Yeah.
of these, and I think like heavy metal is a little bit like even bigger, and like there's like a joke that they talk about the heavy metal like bands that all of the covers are always, the photo shoots are in the middle of the forests. So
Yes.
Okay.
and there's like a joke that they're still hunting for some of the people. And funny enough, one of the co-founders of Scene, Teppo, used to be a rock star as well. So
Really? Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. It's
That's
like
so cool.
yeah, it's super. Like we were just having this photo shoot for the company, and who was taking the photos was saying, yeah, I used to do like logos for Velcro and these kind of bands, and Teppo was like, yeah, I played in that band, and yeah,
that's
apparently they
so
were
cool.
huge in the beginning of 2000. So yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
So when are you going to start your metal singing career? It sounds like soon.
I don't know. Like I was on my parental leave, like my first one, and I thought like it'd be nice to learn play an instrument. So I started playing ukulele. So I think it's a
Really?
little bit far away from heavy metal, but yeah, let's tune it in.
Let's tune it in.
That's
I'm sure.
awesome.
Well, you could be the first ukulele metal singer. You know what I mean?
That'd be
Ye-
sick.
I'll get the people going. So I
like
love
a
it.
niche.
Exactly.
Well, Teemu, can you tell us about Skene and what you've been up to in the past, let's say 3 months, 4 months or so?
So 3 months, okay. So Skene. So of course, like this is like coming from like the past, from the past, 10 years of experience.
Mhm.
But what we've been building is this kind of a context-aware onboarding solution for our company. So what this means is that I think like all the products today are doing customer success, product-led growth, onboardings completely wrong way. Everything is super manual. You're training, like if there's AI agents, they're training that with data from product analytics, CRMs, data that might not be valid at all. And we thought, okay, let's think like one single source of truth from the companies, and it's the code. Like if you're a technology company, you most likely have at least a little piece of code that runs in your service. So we understand the code, the contexts, the complexity of the product, and start building in that way a context-aware these agents, onboarding solutions, or PLG solutions on top of the products.
I'm curious to understand why you decided to tackle onboarding. Like you mentioned, it is a very manual process, but from your experience and your knowledge, like what are the other reasons that you and the company sort of decided to focus specifically on onboarding?
I think like in the very like this is like in the very beginning, onboarding was kind of a no-brainer for us. I think it's like the most fragile point of the relationship.
Mhm.
Like you've invested all this money, you've been able to sign them. In some companies, there's even a handoff that, from sales to customer success. In some companies, account managers does the initial onboardings, but that is the point where like you can screw up heavily. Like if you don't make a good impression in onboarding, you will lose the customer. That means that you've lost all the money and they're not going to come back. And I think like 70% of companies who leave after like onboarding. So it's a massive challenge in the market.
What does bad onboarding look like?
I think like bad onboarding is that there's no like, let's say, a process that what needs to be done. The onboarding is not really moving forward in a way that it does not end in activities. So what we tend to do is that, of course, like everybody can set up their accounts, everybody can set up their profiles, but it needs to end in an action, which means that you actually complete like the first kind of a aha moment or time to value, like you're getting the first value out of the product, like from, let's say, from GetJenny, the conversational AI company that was like building your first conversation, like a kind of a Q, like this is 10 years ago, though, Q&As. So having it, being able to test it, that was like the first kind of a active or an action that you were able to implement. Linear, the ticketing system has that you're able to implement like your first ticket. From the CPaaS solution was that you're doing your first phone call. So of course, depending on a company, depending on the contexts of the customer as well, the onboarding should be different. No company is similar in that sense. But in some of the products, you need to do something. Like it's a process that the customer needs to do something, and the company needs to do something. Like from the CPaaS solution, we needed to get their numbers, activate their numbers into our solution. So that means that there's kind of a pen going from the one side to another one, and then you go through the process and it's completed. And in some points, people in the other end just does not complete them. So it's a massive challenge for the customer success.
Yeah, that makes Teemu, really quick question. How did you come to recognize onboarding as a problem, right? Like how did you validate it as a problem and then come up with Skene to be the solution to that problem? Was it just talking to a bunch of different founders, business owners, et cetera? What did that look like?
Well, the initial like a challenge, like let's say there's like kind of like two layers. So first, I think with like the pain point of like seeing this one sales guy at the office, just going to a frame or the booth to talk with the customer. And he's like a super cheerful guy, always happy, never down. And he feels down at this moment. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I have to talk to the customer. And I'm like, which customer? Like the same customer that I had to talk last week. I'm like, what are you talking about with the customer? The same things that I did last week and the week before. I'm like, so like, what is going on? And he's like, yeah, they're just not completing the actions, and I can't like physically do those things for that customer.
Right.
I would, because like most likely the bonuses are also like tied up to this these onboardings or successful onboardings. So like this stayed with me, like this like super small conversations stayed with me. And I kept on coming back to it. I'm like, there needs to be a smarter way. I started like looking at the tools. I started looking at different processes. I'm like, there's like no tooling to fix this challenge. I built the first prototype like a year ago for this kind of a post communication automation, like a very like a super niche kind of thing. And then grew with the validation conversations. Of course, I had this network of customer success people, revenue officers, developers that I knew from my past. And it became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, so this companies are just hiring more customer success people and burning them out,
Yeah.
shit in, shit out in a couple of years. And that just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, there needs to be a fix into this massive problem of not keeping the customers happy. And I'm like, you have all the tooling. Why aren't we doing this?
Right. Just having people spin their wheels to do the same thing over and over again for a client that's not making any headway either. So, yep.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned you prototyped it 1 year ago?
Yeah, I'd say probably this would be an insult to a developer if I say a prototype. So like a pre-prototype demo-ish kind of thing.
Did you use that where you were like your previous job, to kind of validate it with onboarding, or do you just not at all?
No. So I was on parental leave. So I was home with our daughter for 10 months, and I had all of these evenings for myself, and I started building these prototypes with vibe coding platforms, and then that helped me to communicate the kind of thing in the vision to the other co-founders who are much more technical. We can say now that the whole team codes because I'm able to do them with cursors and Bolt and different kind of vibe coding platforms. But the idea kind of grew into that. I was able to communicate it. Then we were validating it, talked to first 50 people, then 100 people, started building the kind of workshops together with the clients, and started building the kind of hypothesis what the product would be looking like.
Okay.
Very cool. I'm curious to know two things, actually. There are two separate questions. I think one, what has been that sort of magic moment for your customers that are using Skene at the moment, or maybe it's something you're still looking for. And how has community feedback really sort of shaped Skene so far?
So I'll start from the latter because it's like something that we kind of discovered very recently. So of course, we again came from these legacy companies, like human-led inside sales teams, customer success teams, and we were thinking of how can we fix the challenges in these companies. But of course, we were discussing with companies plus 20 million in ARR, and every single time, we were just discussing about workshops with them, and they were already asking us do you have SOC 2? Do you have ISO certifications? And we're like, no, we are gonna have them, but we don't have them yet because we were not even officially registered back then. Literally our company did not exist when they asked about them. So we thought, okay, first we need to validate our technology that does this understand anybody else's code from the GitHub repo than ours. So we thought, hey, let's go to grassroots. Let's go to super small developers that are using all of these vibe coding platforms. When I talk about vibe coding platforms, I talk about all the IDEs of cursors and the bolts. And because they're already giving an access to another LLM. They don't really care if there's a one more solution if it brings value that reads their code. So we thought let's focus on this. Let's validate our technology that it works, and that led to us kind of the first discovery of that. First of all, this is exactly what we need to do. This is exactly the people who are requiring these smart solutions on top of their products. They're not really constrained about what they've built before. They're building the product as we go. So that means that it's very easy to implement kind of our solution on top of them, top of the current products. Plus, I think there's a excessive need to build kind of a growth and a PLG engines with onboardings and different kind of activation loops for these modern solutions, because they're not really looking to hire like people to run the customer success like we did with the old companies. Everybody wants to be like extremely lean, extremely efficient. Like I think like Lovable hired their first customer success managers this fall.
Yeah, I
And
believe
they
it. I
were
think
That's wild.
a lot of companies or a lot of AI companies or folks are predicting like the first $1 billion company to be
yeah,
ran by a solopreneur or maybe two people,
yeah,
right? So I think we're going to just continue to see more of that.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And so now, like first of all, your question about the kind of community. So the
Yeah.
community has been like extremely helpful. Like the funny thing is like we're Finns, we're randomly in the forests, like still finding the next metal band. But like when we ask from our like friend, like from Finns, like, hey, what's your thought about like this product? Like I saw you signed up. They might respond, but most likely not. But with this, like I've been just like contacting every one of our signups, like, have you seen any challenges? Has been like the first experience? And everybody's like super helpful. Like everybody's like, hey, do you
Amazing.
want to do you want to jump on a call? I'm like, I'd love to jump on a call. Like I thought
Right.
like
Wow,
you
the fact that the
you
user is asking that of
yeah.
you like means
Wow.
that they're definitely seeing some initial amount of value in what you're building because that
Yeah.
to me
Yeah.
is very rare for you to
Yeah.
get the response, but then they're like, let's jump on a call. Like
That's the most
Yeah.
valuable feedback you can
a
get right
100%.
there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Because I'm thinking that they would like to keep us like at least like arm lengths from us, that responding to us by like random emails. But yeah, and then you had another question that was the first part. I kind of
No, it's okay. The first part was kind
yeah,
of about the magic moment of your product, which I know
yeah,
of Skene, and we kind of talked through that. And the
yeah,
second is kind of like how do you, incorporate
yeah,
community feedback into your
yeah,
product? And it sounds like you're doing that from like the second that a user signs up, you're reaching out and, like you said, trying to understand the challenges and what have you.
yeah.
Um, how were you able to like build that community? Is that something that just kind of happened organically before you sort of launched, or is it something that you were kind of building in parallel to Skeen? Yeah, what's that like?
Like it's slowly coming up, of course. Like
Yeah, of course.
it's not very like standard as a European or especially a Finn, like talking that much about myself or the company in LinkedIn. That's what
Hmm.
Americans usually do, and they do it very successfully. So we thought let's do it. Let's kind of a copy that kind of founder-led marketing to Europe as well, so we can actually cut through the noise a little bit. So that like we started like building these people like yourselves around us that are like intrigued about what is that we're actually building this kind of a let's say AI infrastructures and AI products that are being built today. And then we started, of course, talking a lot more in Reddits and going deeper into the forums, like all of these kind of conversations. And I think that has been like super interesting. I've never been in Reddit before, and I started like having conversations like a couple of weeks ago, and first week I got blackmailed.
Oh my
Like
God. Reddit's a scary
eh,
place. Just, I
yeah,
mean,
there was like
yeah.
we got your emails. I'm like, okay, well, we don't really care. Like, well, not our emails,
Holy
but they were able
shit.
to like, spoof the emails. I'm like, okay, well, fine. Then there was like the most random, like an SDR message that, hey, we'd help you. And I'm like, well, who are you? I'm like, we are an agency. I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to work with you. Like, just send me a link and let's book a calendar invite. It was very random. And then another third conversation was like someone talking to me that you feel like a chatbot. I'm like, okay, I'm 40 years old, so I
You may
probably
not even
feel
be
like
It's
real.
like, all right.
yeah, I'm 40-year-old man from Finland. I might sound like a chatbot anyway, so I'm fine with that.
So on your website, Teemu, on your homepage, it says unlock product-led growth, and you had mentioned a PLG engine.
Yeah.
Can you describe that?
What the whole like kind of a story or like the idea for Scene started from is that you have plenty of materials in the company, but they're always updated, like undated. Like you have videos, you might have knowledge bases, whatnot. So you needed to go very deep into the code to actually understand what the product is about.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of hit ourselves in the kind of a challenge that the current AI development tools are facing is that they don't have context. So how we describe it is that they are very good at what and how, but they don't understand why the product was actually built and how it's being like how it should be used for. So this is something that we thought, okay, we can start with the kind of a customer lifecycle management, which actually translates into product-led growth with the companies that don't have that excessive customer success management team. But what this means that we analyze code, we understand that okay, the first growth loop would be an onboarding, like a onboarding automation, and then building like an understanding of the product that okay, these are the features or these are the actions a new user should do when they start utilizing or using the product. And this, of course, translates into different kind of like a PLG loops. Like, let's say we can see that there's users have not been logging in the past 7 days. We can send an activation email, and of course, like you have like a kind of a plethora of different kind of PLG loops from activation to retention to expansion to referrals. So all of these can be done with the product understanding. And to be honest, what we are seeing is that these builders, like highly skilled builders, highly skilled developers, they've told us that we understand that these are important, but we really don't want to spend any time on fixing these challenges. If they can have like a kind of a what we call seeing like a growth infrastructure, they just want to plug it in. They want to fix the problems with their product. Like that is something that keeps them moving forward. And like Mallory was saying, that there's going to be like a company that is being run by 1 to 2 people that is worth more than $1 billion. That means that they are like extremely focused on just building the product, not the kind of a infrastructure around it. That let's think about it, that the kind of a new AI infrastructures are the IDEs, and then you have the kind of a second layer, which is the kind of a how the product reaches the market. You have like the Subabases for databases, you have Versals for the applications, you have Resends for the communication, and then you have Scene for the growth. So this means that you have like a completely new paradigm of how do you go to market in a way, and why. Like I was like like this happened to me, that I was like when we were building like we were planning to build a company, and I'm like, oh, I can have like all of these like nice tools. Like I can have like a fresh HubSpot, which is like no one has ruined it for me. Like I can just have my own deals there, and like with the information that I want, no one else can like like spam it and destroy it. And then I saw that I don't really go into HubSpot. I go to Subabase to check our like users and activities. I go to Versals to see all the data. I can collect that with a few prompts, and then I can send like an activation email to the users. So I'm like, okay, well, this is how this world will operate. Not that they will be integrating like kind of a multiple different solutions on top of their infrastructure, which again doesn't make any sense.
Right. Just out of curiosity, Teemu, have you ever run into a situation where, because you sit on like you get into a code base, right? GitHub. Have you ever come into a situation where there's not enough context in there to help optimize like the customer success and onboarding?
Well, no, we have not. I think like every time there at least like something. I have like let's say maybe someone has tried with like a super small data, like a super small like code repository, but they have not at least contacted us. Like they have not sent us a message that hey, we didn't get any information of this code base. but yeah, we have not seen this happening yet.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, just out of curiosity too. Just wonder if that came across.
But at least like there needs to be like some kind of a backbone for the application.
Correct. Otherwise,
Like
it'll go in a million different directions. It won't know how to optimize anything.
exactly, and like in a way, like if you only had like a front end UI doing like super small stuff, yes, we actually did. Yeah, hey, we actually did this in one hackathon just to show like we were developing the chat feature, like how do you prompt the builder further? Like when it's done the first analysis, there's like a chat view that you can prompt the analysis further, and we had this like I think Teppo's daughter had built like a website
Hmm.
that had like a mom and daughter and nothing else, and we analyzed that data, like that code repository, and it said that see where mom is, see where daughter is, and that's it. So yeah, I think it's yeah, it worked with small
Even
enough
with
as well.
that, as small as that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm.
Is there any hesitation for integrating like Skene into a code base? Like, do you get anybody who's a little wary about that?
Yes, they're of naturally.
Yeah.
So I think, but not to sound like cocky, like we've been kind of like hitting our heads to this wall, like, oh, I don't want to give our like access to any like I don't want to give anybody access to read our code. I'm like, well, like there's plenty of LLMs that are
Yeah.
currently
Already doing
reading
it.
your code.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we are like the kind of a next evolution will be like we'd
Yeah.
be living inside of these IDEs.
Hmm.
So you're already giving that access to that IDE, and we kind of like we need to pick our battles at this moment, and we need to build our like a segment the community and the ICP. These companies who don't give an access to their code base are just not our customers. Like we need like this is something that is really hard in the very beginning as a founder saying like no, like
Yeah.
we don't like you're not
Yeah.
our customer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Period.
is hard to say
And
that. In fact, most founders I work with are like, everyone's our customer.
yeah,
No, it's not. We got to niche down, right?
Yeah.
So even you early on
exactly.
are like, okay, like, maybe one day this will be a customer because the sentiment is just not there yet, right? But yeah, in the meantime, there are no. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
I was talking with like a fellow, they did like a good example of the kind of what the world looks like at the moment. That if like 5 years, 10 years ago, there would have been a company like seeing, hey, give us an access to your code, and they'd be just flipping a middle finger, like, yeah,
100%.
we're not gonna do this. And then I talked with he's a friend of mine, and he works full time, and he has 3 kids, but he wants to build like 10 vibe coding projects as a like a hobby or like a kind of a side job. And I told him about Scene, and he's like, yeah, I'll add the connection later on today. I'm like, yeah, we only have a read access to your code, and he's like, I don't care, like I literally don't care. I'm
Mm,
like, yeah, but we only read, like, don't worry, we don't do any like changes. He's like, I don't care if you destroy it. Like if you delete if you
Hey,
delete
carte
my
blanche on
code,
that.
Oh,
like
so
if
you
you
either
do
have
like
people who like don't care at all about about their data, and then you've got people
yeah,
that are like, oh my gosh, we can't use this thing.
That makes sense, though. I
Um,
feel like I
yeah,
experience that all the time. And
yeah,
exactly. So we thought like, okay, well, this is the future. And the people who are like the companies who are now like, we're not going to give an access to an LLM. They're like, why would we want to work with those companies? Because if they don't change how they work, those companies won't exist
well
in the
said.
next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. So do you see that too as something where if companies aren't willing to do that or they're super hesitant, they're almost going to be left behind at a certain point until somebody comes in and says, "Hey, you got to keep up with it. Otherwise, again, we're going to be back here and somebody's going to be all the way up here ahead of us."
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 100%. Like a good example is like my co-founders, like who are extremely experienced from the algorithm side to like product development side, and
Hmm.
like the whole kind of a full stack development, and they run like multiple different agents. They're like a senior like a lead developer kind of a feeling that they get to these IDEs. And they're extremely efficient. Like we were able to build the first solution, like we launched our MVP, I think, month and a half when we all were full time. So then you think about these, like I've heard like companies that are restricting people of not giving an access to cursors. Like these are like
Yes.
outsourcing companies, and we're like,
Yes.
yeah, I know. Like this is the same thing that happened with like customer service when like AI was coming in. Outsourcing companies were just like, yeah, it's like the end is near, but for a couple of more years, we're gonna rip our customers with like our like human powered services, and like yeah, I think everybody knows that this will happen, and they're just like playing the wait game in that
Yeah,
sense.
I sent both Charlie and Connor a super like small TikTok yesterday of someone explaining that like their whole company used to use AI, but now they're actually asking to not use AI because like they're starting to realize like the more AI that they integrate into their product, into their marketing, that they don't actually own anything because it's really kind of up to the LLM. And they've also realized that employees are kind of like not getting dumber, but like they're depending so much on AI that they're not performing at their jobs as well. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how if that will be a trend that continues or if it's just a really small use case that we're seeing around AI right now. But yeah, I found that to be interesting and fascinating because I haven't experienced that yet myself.
We were just having like a like we were at the office, and both of us, Teppo and myself, were like developing something, and I was like, do you ever have this feeling when you're like mistyping something in cursor and you just click enter and you're like, yeah, all the time, like I don't really care, like it understands well enough if I don't like. And
So
yeah,
true.
well, like
I'm the same way.
no one knew that idiocracy would be like a prophecy, yeah, like 20 years ago. But apparently, everything is happening in front of our eyes.
So,
Yeah.
Teemu, I'm going to shift gears here a little bit. I'm on your website. I'm on your
Cool.
pricing page. Free plan, growth plan. It says outcome-based pricing. Given your expertise in this, what is your strategy and thoughts on pricing, and why did your team go to outcome-based?
Well, I think like combining this new world that is currently happening is that the legacy companies keep on utilizing subscription because they're not able to innovate with pricing or their business models. This means that, well, like I've been in these situations in the companies that we know that we need to build a new pricing model, but our company is like the foundation is built on that, license, subscription, whatnot, kind of a business model. And we don't live in subscription world anymore. Like we literally don't, like we hop on from like different kind of AI agents to another one, and with these, we're able to actually have value-based pricing and outcome-based pricing because, like, again, talking about that future billion-dollar company with two people, they have not spent that, humongous amount of investor money of hiring excessive teams of building those products. So they're able to price the solutions with outcomes, and that's how AI is priced. That it's about API calls, it's about the value that we're able to retrieve from these LLMs. So why would this not translate into the end customers?
It's interesting that you bring that up because I feel like the majority of the AI world right now is basing pricing around all things usage. To kind of flip it on its head and be outcomes, based when it comes to pricing is feels new in this space.
Yeah, I remember like talking about again 10 years ago, but talking about like a volume-based transactional pricing with, I think it was like the tax authority of Finland, and we were like kind of testing the hypothesis of having this transactional pricing like 10 years ago, subscriptions were the thing. It was just like the kind of a dawn of these transactional pricings for conversations and chatbots. And they just asked us that how much will this costs us per month. I'm like how many like visitors do you have on your side? And they're like, we're the tax administration. Like we have quite a lot of people like visiting our site. I'm like, yeah, that like the transactional pricing probably does not work for you guys anymore, because like you can have like a million conversations a day with AI, and that does not bring any value. So now we are like in the kind of a cross points of being able to understand what the value is and then price it accordingly, or
Yeah,
like 1/10.
I feel like that's very much discovery mode still for a lot of businesses, of figuring out the pricing model based on its usage, right? At the end of the day, it's what it comes down
That's
to.
true.
And you just need to make sure you're profitable based on the usage. So price accordingly, right?
Exactly. Plus making it, of course, easier for anybody to actually start using it. So as we've been discussing with users, or like talking with people who are not using Scene, and the kind of a last nail to the coffin has always been that the pricing model, that you're already getting value out of Scene. You're able to build your first onboarding loops with the widget. Like we don't charge you anything. You don't need to put your credit card in. We start charging after 10 successful onboarding. So basically, you've already paid your subscription for that month.
Got it. So I was going to ask Teemu, you do have the free tier. You just mentioned user doesn't have to pay anything. Do you like what are your thoughts behind that? Like, do you think that the free tier attracts the wrong customers? Or is that sustainable? Will you continue to use that free tier, or like what are your thoughts behind that?
Well, I think talking about like the modern solutions, talking about the AI kind of a revolution, and then talking about outcome-based pricing, having that kind of a freemium model is required. This is how the world works today, that you're able to retrieve value out of the products before you actually pay anything, because either you do it or your competitors will do it. And we have not seen anybody doing like the similar stuff that we do at Skene, but there definitely will be competitors, direct competitors. And then it's also about the pricing models and the business models.
Got it. Okay. And I just have this thought in my head of like we're a founders podcast. All three of us on here are founders.
Yeah.
We have a founders audience as well. What's your advice on builders getting their first 50 customers?
Well, like start with your network. Like it's fairly simple to start like reaching out the users and the clients in your network. Most of us has at least some, network, and then you can get referrals from those clients, getting a referral and then getting a referral. So I think that works. Like, I don't even think about the 50. Get the first one customer, like get like one, like,
there you go.
like super happy customer. And then, start doubling down in that sense, that when the problems they are fixing, maybe someone else will be fixing those exact problems. And of course, your product becomes better, your kind of marketing, your sales, everything becomes better. So I'd say that, the first one is the toughest one, and then the next 50 will be much easier, or 49.
Got it. Okay. And Teemu, we had mentioned this in DMs, but you've got big news today. Today being December 16th.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we wanted to do is what we wanted to kind of announce or tell the public is that we launched Skene a month and a half ago, and now we closed our pre-seed round. So we're able to
awesome.
Bam.
It's interesting times. Things are happening like super fast. I think there's I found myself last week and talking to a bunch of friends kind of the douche people that I've seen in the startup talks. I'm talking about inertia, people moving so fast. I'm like, oh shit, this is happening to us at the moment, and people want to get involved, and things are happening in front of our eyes super fast.
That's the founder way. It's like, how can you create as much momentum as possible, right, with your company, whether it's a press article, a podcast, a fundraising round, a launch, right? Like, how can you create that and break through the noise, but then how can you sustain that over time, especially knowing that the AI space is so noisy. So
Exactly.
yeah.
There needs to be like a kind of a new innovation in the back pocket all the time. And then how do you actually build? I think like building the kind of a moat around AI products is super interesting. And then like how can we build better products with the contexts and the insights? I think that's going to be the kind of a next breakthrough with Skene as well.
Very exciting.
Okay. As we wrap up here, you brought up a good point, which I forgot to bring up earlier, on moats.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Any advice for founders?
Well, first one is of course like getting the first customers. That's your first like moat of getting that like you're able to deliver value to someone who's willing to pay for it. And I think we're always talking about like moats in defensibility in a way that, how can we be the Googles of the world? You don't need to be like, you might not need to be a Google of the world. Like a good example is from the company GetJenny. The solution has not been developed that much in the past couple of years. It's not been like advanced too much, but the companies who built their processes around utilizing that conversational AI are still using it after 4 years. And there's like, of course there's been churn, but it's still humming really, really hard. So that means that when you're building something that the companies like, they implement into their like daily processes, the modes is like it's part of that. Like after it's being like deployed, it's really, really, really hard to take it out anymore. I think Jason Lemkin has been talking about this all the time, that getting that specific old product out of the customer's processes, you need to be 10x, and delivering 10x value in this time is really, really hard. So like people are not switching
and
too
it makes
much.
sense. I've lived in the consumer social world for quite some time, and I think it's prime for innovation, but it's hard to get people off of Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and right, like it's just so difficult to do that. And I think in that world specifically, you need to like 100x the value to even, because they're lazy. Like that's the other thing too. Like we're kind of fighting against, people being lazy to also even switch, even if it is better, right? So yeah.
100% agreed.
Good stuff, Teemu. This is great. As we wrap up here, where can people find you and your company?
You can reach me, first of all, LinkedIn. I'll be happy to, like any kind of builder, if you're like doing your 10th startup, I'd love to talk, or your first one, and you have all of these like Q&As keeping you up all night. I've most likely been there, so reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to have a conversation, or go to Skene.ai and check out our product. It's premium, as mentioned, so you can start using it today without handing the credit card numbers to us.
That's awesome.
Right.
Okay, good stuff.
Thank you so
Teemu,
much.
Thank you for being on.
Thanks, Teemu.
Hey,
Yeah, I learned
thank
a
you
lot
so much.
today. It's great.
Super happy to be here.
Hey guys, Connor here with Builders Growth Lab. If you're looking for a way to stay up to date on the latest news, trends, topics in AI and marketing, look no further. Visit us at buildersgrowthlab.ai and sign up for our newsletter today. In it, you'll find quick takeaways from our latest show, as well as simple tips on how to market your app. That's buildersgrowthlab.ai. Sign up today.
All right. We just had a really interesting conversation with Teemu. I feel like we learned quite a bit. I'm curious, Charlie, Connor, like what were your biggest takeaways from our conversation with him?
Cool app, like cool build. I definitely want to use it. I've already signed up for it. I think, what I really should have asked Teemu, the more I think about it, is the connection to the code and like how it gets the context to that. But it's like if you don't have a GitHub or repository of code, then like is it only for businesses with that? Right. And I feel like
sorry, pardon me. Don't those LLMs do it for you? Lovable and Bolt, like doesn't it do the repository for you?
I think so. I believe so.
I would think so.
I believe so.
Again, and maybe this is just my misunderstanding. You're just not having.
No, I know. I don't either, even though I work there. So
I'm pretty sure Lovable like does it for you. It's just a matter of like creating your account. Like it syncs it for you. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, it does.
Syncs your repository for you.
Yeah. It does.
We should know.
Bolt does too, I believe. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, cool.
Now that I think about it.
But no, I think Connor, you asked a good question of the hesitancy of letting, Skene into your code base. Is that is there risk there? And
Well, the risk part, but then it's like, well, if I don't have that already set up, where is it taking any amount of context from if that's not something I
what
have
I'm
set
saying.
up? Is that,
Correct.
and I feel like, yeah.
That's
So,
exactly what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Sure,
Okay.
Lovable does that for you. But what if
I get
is
what
it
you
only
mean.
for people who are using Lovable? Is
Yeah.
that it? Is that where it extends to? Because again, these are questions I should have asked Teemu maybe, or whether these are supposed to be foundational things we should know. It's like, I don't know. What if
But
I
we
don't
don't
have
know
something
that.
with Lovable, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if I don't
Yeah.
have a build on anything like that, and I don't have a code repository? Like,
Yeah.
how do
No,
I know how to improve my onboarding process
Yeah.
then?
Maybe it's not
It's
ready for
interesting
production.
too, because like on their website, they talk a little bit about how they work with any vibe coding platform, right? It's like one of the first sort of like product positioning messages that you see on the site. So to me, it's like when I read that, Connor, it kind of feels like, well, if you don't have any sort of repository to connect it to, then it probably doesn't work. But obviously, I don't want to be wrong about that.
Yeah.
So that is a great question, though.
Just kind of something I thought I should have asked. Again, everything else made a ton of sense. Like, I totally get it. I just love to see it more in action too, I think.
Yeah.
And just see how quickly it could compute based off of the code and the context. Like,
it's a cool idea.
Are we talking
Great
like
idea.
5 minutes? You have like something where it's already like, yep, this is your process, but this is what it should be to optimize. Like,
Yeah.
One thing that stuck out to me that I didn't see coming was that his co-founder was a rock star. I thought that was pretty badass.
I actually didn't really know that Helsinki was known for metal,
Finland,
heavy
yeah.
metal music,
Like-
but I guess and I don't listen to that kind of music, but that's actually really funny and interesting. So Supercell. So yeah, Supercell and heavy metal
Yeah.
in the forest, but with like album covers in the forest.
right.
Yeah, that's badass. So there's the kid I grew up playing with. Well, yeah, I told her in the interview, but yeah, Finland is like that's like one of the biggest things there is like heavy metal.
Very cool. Very cool. Well,
Anyway.
if any of you are interested in trying out Skene, you know where to find it. With that being said, let's talk about some last week updates in all things AI. So, first news story in the last week is that OpenAI has launched GPT 5.2. TechCrunch reports that GPT 5.2 comes in 3 different flavors, which is Instant, Thinking, and Pro, and it's marketed as OpenAI's most advanced developer model. It also says that it's improving spreadsheet creation, presentation building, code generation, image generation and understanding. So I didn't know this, to be honest with you. I haven't really noticed a huge difference yet, but I don't know if I haven't played around with it enough, and that's just the issue here.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've used it since it's rolled out. Okay, maybe I will give it a little bit of credit, right? The coding piece has been really nice. I think it's done a better job of that, but I'm just not solely relying on one to do all the work. So it's like I still go back and forth, right? It's like even with GPT's new rollout, Claude had a new rollout, Gemini. It's like I'll just keep swapping around until I feel like it finally gets it right. But I haven't noticed any significant difference in it at the moment. I feel like it's almost. Do you feel like it's almost an optics play too for them? Even if it's the tiniest little bit of an update
100%.
and it's really not a difference, like, oh, we rolled out a new one because we know that the guys right next door to us did the same thing.
You like always be launching, always be pushing out marketing stuff. I think that their latest sort of press, I remember their latest article talked about how they're like putting on all stops on some of like their future R&D initiatives so that they can focus on the reliability and, infrastructure, et cetera, of what they already are building. And so to me, this launch is just supportive of that messaging that we saw a few weeks ago, but whether or not it's actually like significant it seems to not necessarily be so. So yeah, marketing, kind of some product updates, but it just kind of feels like meh.
Yeah. I mean, Charlie, do you use it often?
Do I?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so to prep for this segment, really, like to talk about 5.2, like I fired it up yesterday and this morning. I didn't really notice that much of a difference. I haven't put in like a spreadsheet yet. I mean, I haven't.
Yeah.
I use Bolt and other platforms for coding. I will ask though, Mallory, on where you're reading that TechCrunch, did they say anything about written content, or is it more like technical?
It says like long context support. So I don't, and that to me is so vague. So I don't necessarily know what that means, but
So I'll just keep using Claude for content.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Claude for content, and then GPT for like,
We'll see though.
I don't know, business operations or whatever else.
I haven't like used GPT 5.2 for like thinking, and like maybe that mode is actually going to like have better outputs, but it's kind of crazy that you can get access to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different legacy models at this point in time. So
I
that's
remember,
so many.
I remember thinking, finally, I don't have to choose something. I just want it to do it for me. Like, just put in a prompt and use the best model.
Yeah. Like
And
the everyday consumer is not going to understand why they would switch to GPT-4 versus
yeah,
O3 versus O4 mini. Like this is
seriously.
for like the super users, but your everyday person using this is not even going to touch this, I think. So, yeah. All right, next story. So the U.S. State Attorneys General warns AI firms about harmful outputs. A bipartisan group of attorneys general sent a letter to Meta, Google, OpenAI, and others, citing cases where chatbots encouraged illegal activity or gave users unsafe advice and warning that developers may be liable for their outputs. This is, I think, huge. And immediately I think of Grok, and I think of everyone making fun of the fact this week that like a Grok has been lobotomized, even like they probably lobotomize it all the time and they're making updates, right? But like someone was asking Grok, like, who's a better physical specimen, LeBron James or Elon Musk? And it was like it was like Elon Musk, of course, right? Which is like crazy because LeBron James is like one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Like you can't seriously, right? So it's like that's a really kind of unserious, obviously, example here, but like this could be huge. Yeah, thoughts.
I mean, it's a topic that had to have come up at some point, right? So I'm not surprised by it. It's just I don't know how do you litigate that when you are a lawyer? Like what goes, I don't know. It's just very new, I think, to wrap my head around still. It's just how do you litigate for the illegal activity? What would constitute it? Like there's so many variables there, but I mean, it's real. It's happening. Obviously, people are using it for not the best things ever, and it's not giving good output based on what a prompt is. But
I think you got to hold that user more responsible with something that powerful is in their hands. I remember, I brought this up before we hit record, is that, I used to love fireworks, and, as I'm 40 now, and, magazines and bookstores were a thing in like the early mid 90s. And I remember riding my bike with some neighborhood kids to go buy the Anarchist Cookbook and learn how to make fireworks. And we never made like the heavy stuff, like, landmines or anything. But there's like, I vividly remember, I have it in my head of like, an illustration of how to make a landmine, and I remember thinking like, wow, that's like kind of dangerous,
wildly dangerous.
And I Slurpees and nachos from 7-Eleven. Like I'm 10 and I'm learning how to make a landmine. Like, is this any different? It's like literal step. It's the Anarchist Cookbook, step by step by step by step. You take a styrofoam cup, you put it in a bucket of gasoline, and it makes a gel. That gel is glycerin. Boom, you've got it right there. Okay, well,
no,
what is
I
that
think
person going to do with it?
I think that's valid. I think that's valid.
Holding these developers, I mean, I think you should, but I think holding the users to a tighter leash, I think is important as well.
That too. So like in that respect, it would have been like, do you think that was up to the bookstore owner you got it from to say, no, you kids can't have this?
And he did, because he asked the kid, he asked us, because like 2 of us were too young. So we like waited outside. Like I was the kid that was waiting outside, but the kids that were like 14 or 15, they went in and bought the book. And I guess the owner was like, "How old are you?" And my buddy was like 18. He's like, "I'm 18." He like lowered his voice. And the guy's like, "All right," and he just sold him the book.
Oh my God, that's
but yes,
no.
you're exactly right, Connor. Yes.
Yeah, I think I remember even telling you that story, you guys, of like there's incidents of people that are taking photos of their kids or others, and they're like, give me a version of this photo in like a pornographic sense. And so to your point, Charlie, it's like when does the developer and the company take responsibility? And then when is it actually the responsibility of the end user who's creating or generating that type of content, which is clearly illegal, right? So what that balance looks like, I think we're at the beginning of this sort of thing. So we're only going to see more of it.
That's what.
But that person should be liable, right? Like if you're going to do
100%.
stuff like that, like that's not completely the developer's fault. Like you are creating that, right? So anywho.
On a lighter note, speaking of lobotomy. No, LeBron James, my first
Oh,
beer
LeBron
bong.
James.
Yeah, my first beer
Sorry.
bong. I was 18 and I named him LeBong James.
Oh my
LeBron
God.
James.
Yeah, it
Oh.
was my first beer bong.
That's
and that was
classic.
right when he was drafted too. So it was like 2004, I think, 2005. But yeah,
Oh my
that was
God.
my. So now, like, whenever somebody says that or I see that, I always think of LeBron James.
Oh my God. I
Anyway,
wonder if I ask Grok who's better at basketball, Charlie or LeBron James.
it's
It'll
gonna
be like,
say
it's gonna say Charlie for
this
sure.
guy.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not yeah.
two
Yeah.
thumbs
I was like,
and
well, we should use hockey as an example, not basketball. But
he'll
even
say
then,
LeBron
even then,
James.
even then, you're still better.
Yeah.
You're still better than LeBron James at basketball, so you're good.
Dude's a hell
You're
of an
good.
athlete. I saw him in Vegas once. Anyways,
All right. Okay. Third and final story. So it looks like Meta has signed an AI data deal with major news outlets. This includes multi-year licensing agreements with USA Today, CNN, Fox News, People, and others to really sort of feed its Meta AI chatbot. So users will start to see information from these outlets and it will link back to their sites. So I'm curious, like, what we think this means about, political biasy or transparency and like what about independent media, they're going to be sort of left out of the conversation when it comes to like the news landscape. I think that's what I get worried about a little bit is like making sure that we're that Meta is investing into all these different kinds of media outlets that have all sorts of different opinions on the political spectrum. So that is the one thing I worry a little bit about, but curious what you guys think.
being, I mean, Connor, what do you think? I mean, you're in the magazine or no
Yeah.
traditional advertising space. Like, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I think just to kind of echo Mally, right? My bigger concern comes over like how objective does it stay on Meta, right? Like when you're reading something and listen, even like looking at it, it's like this is USA Today, CNN, Fox News, People, and others. Who are the others? I'm sure they're just all these large media corporations and conglomerates. And again, it's
Yeah.
like now you're kind of just pushing these, the local rags and stuff to the wayside, which I think is neglecting a really important part when it comes to AI transparency and output that you get based on a prompt, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, again, if I'm looking for something more local level or something that's more impactful to me, it's like CNN's not, like they're not going to know what
No.
happens in Astoria,
No.
Queens, right? If
And
I
it's
want
interesting
something
because
relative to that.
one of my friends from OpenAI told me that he only gets his news from ChatGPT now. Like he has
That's
created
wild.
some
Wow.
sort of way to like have the top headlines go on ChatGPT. And I kind of push back. I don't like the idea of that. Like I just don't know how accurate these stories are going to be or the bias that it's going to serve me. I'd rather read the whole article for myself and actually invest in platforms like Ground Up News. Ground Up is one of those platforms that kind of show you how politically leaning any sort of article or specific publication is, so that, if you're reading only specific kinds of news that are, more conservative leaning, here's kind of what liberals or leftists are saying, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of like only relying on ChatGPT to give me my news.
I don't like
Maybe
it
in the
either.
future, but
Yeah.
definitely not now. So yeah, that's something else I worry a little bit about too.
I go NPR. And that's it.
NPR, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
No,
Yeah.
I think that NPR is a great place to get your news. So,
NPR's it and Bloomberg. Bloomberg
but yeah,
Tech. Anyways,
Bloomberg Tech. But yeah, those are the news updates for the week, and so that leads us into our next and our newest segment called Poopy Pants, where we talk about the shit. Where we just talk about the shit that's pissing us off right now. So Charlie, let's have you go first. What is
Okay.
just really making your pants be
What is really making your poop go into your pants, man? You tell us what is really making you poop these days.
I'm sorry. I tried.
And for context, I had a coach. He would go over like during practice. He would go over. So I grew up playing hockey. So we had a coach that was a hard ass, but he was great to play for. But we were going over these. It was a practice. We were going over some drills, and then he called out a player because you could do that back then. Because now kids cry, but he called out this player, and he says he didn't want to go in the corner because you got hit, and and then the player got kind of pissed, and then he left. And he's like, "Oh, okay, well, go ahead and get poopy pants." And like the whole team starts laughing. Like he kind of bullied him, yeah. But he apologized to him in front of the team, and it was so anyway. So now poopy pants is when you get like upset or cranky about something. And
I'm excited for this new segment. I like the
Yeah.
name. I
And-
like everything about it. It's so good.
And so for context, Mallory sent me a Slack at, pardon me, our group chat.
Yeah.
At 11:32 a.m. that says, "Sick of this shit," in all caps. And then in my head, I just picture, all right, she's got poopy pants about something. So hey, floated the idea of doing this. So what gives me poopy pants? All that to say, I get poopy pants when being in Colorado and you drive up to the mountains and people drive slow in the left-hand lane. I cannot fucking stand that. That drives me bananas because it's state law to get out of the way. And if there's a 3-lane interstate and all cars are like parallel, the guy on the left is the person on the left is the asshole because they're holding up the traffic.
Yeah.
So yes, I get poopy pants when I get that. When that happens, pardon me, that happened driving up to the mountains on Thursday, but my girlfriend's parents are behind us. Like
But your pants were okay though, right?
But your pants were okay.
For
no actual poop in the pants.
That came out. Well, I was also sitting down, so I was driving.
But that would be terrible.
So no, my pants were okay for that night. I had poopy pants, and I get poopy pants. Another instance, poopy pants number 2 is clunky onboarding. This, we talked.
Way to keep it on topic, Charlie. Way to keep it really bring it back.
I used this
circle back.
This it's not even worth mentioning the app, but it was taking like video and you upload it, and I was trying to get it transcribed, and I had to do so many different things. And I was willing to pay for it. I don't know, it's like $40 or something, whatever. But I had to do. Okay, I get it. I have to put in my email and check my email, do that, does the resend. Okay, cool, got that. And then just had so many step after step after step after step. I was like, just let me.
And don't you hate when the verification code doesn't come for 10 minutes? I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
Drives me.
I'm not.
That is a good one.
I'm done.
Fucking bananas. So I get.
And then I'm clicking reset like 60 times, and then I get 15 of them. I'm like, God damn it.
Yes, that drives me freaking crazy. So that gives me poopy pants. Okay, I'm done.
That's so good. I love those.
Mallory, what about you? You just named a great one. That was so spot on. I hate the authentication.
It happened to me 2 weeks ago with my friend. My friend is actually launching a startup, and she's like, please test it out. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Great. So I'm in the process. I'm onboarding, and then my verification code's not showing up. And guess what? I stopped because I waited so long that I'm like, it took me a whole week to go back and be like, because she's like, we fixed it now. I'm like, okay. So then I went back a week later and it was fixed, right? But like, that's what happens, right? To users that like can't get through some of these parts of the onboarding experience. Like they're just going to be like, bye. I don't have the attention span to wait 10 minutes for a verification code. Like I don't know.
Exactly.
So I get the pain of that. But for me, what gives me poopy pants, big poopy pants, is when you guys know founder-led marketing is like the thing right now. And so I just see so many videos of founders like sitting on a fucking couch looking like, they've been in tech for, X amount of years, like they're Steve Jobs, but they've only been in it for like 6 months, and they're acting like they're doing some fancy sort of launch. And I'm like, everyone's doing the same video and the same style of video. And I'm like, where's the creativity? Where's the uniqueness? I don't care. I don't want to watch a video of you sitting on a couch and telling me about how your product is 90x some other fucking product. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm done. If I could keep going, I'm just going to get angrier. This is the problem with this segment is like, you'll feel my anger just like increase over time.
I'm nervous.
Love it.
I have to stop because then I'll just keep getting angry. But yeah, I just saw that on LinkedIn while we were recording, and I was like, this shit just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. So.
I love this segment though. There's so many things I know. Like the thoughts in my head, I'm like, yeah, that really. And then I'm like, it makes me realize I really need to like calm down and like do like breathing, like exercises. Because I have so much. I'm like, that really gets me pissed off.
But before we get to that part, sometimes you just got to release the anger.
Just get it out.
This is therapy for us. And then get the poop out, right?
Get the poop out.
Get the poop out, and then you can breathe. So, but Connor. What's making your poop pants? Your pants poop. Oh my God, I can't.
My pants have been pooped due to many things, but I just mentioned to you guys before, it's really been getting on my nerves lately with it, like billing and like subscription-based models and just like what they do. So I was telling you, like using Claude the other day, and again, it's great, but I have this 30-day just chat going on with them, just full of things back and forth, all of this code that's getting given to me. and I hit a wall, right? And the wall is you've used your usage. I'm on the starter plan, or I think I may even be on like I don't know how many they have. I'm on like the $20 or $30 one a month. I'm like, all right, fine, I get it. I may have used a lot today. I'll pay an extra $5 and I'll get some more prompts like usage out of it. I literally gave it one more prompt after that. And I guess because whatever I'm doing just requires so much output and energy, did that. And then I needed to prompt it again. And it said, you're out of usage. The only way you can get upgraded is by going from the $20 plan to $200.
That's
$200
insane.
for the month.
That's insane.
And it's just nuts. It's like, okay. And I had to do it. I had no choice. It's like, well, I need to continue the project. Otherwise, I'm not a developer. I can't just take it and figure it out. Or I don't want to take the chat history and put it into a different, ChatGPT or somewhere else. So it's very frustrating to know that you're going to hit a wall at some point regardless. And you have to pay for something where it's like, what extra am I paying for here? Like if it's all based on usage, then that's how you should price it to begin with. It shouldn't be a flat price model that gets you, everything you need under the sun, because it doesn't. So it was a little bait and switchy, I feel like, but very, very aggravating. There's a million things. Charlie, you talked about traffic. I don't want to get into it. I could go on forever with this topic.
One other thing about traffic. I hate people that walk slow. Sorry, wait, that's okay. Sorry. I should take that back. I don't hate those people, but I strongly dislike having to walk around slow people. Okay, sorry.
I'm just going to say this to make me feel better. People who double park, because it's everywhere in my neighborhood. I hate it.
They take up 2 spots?
It is everywhere. No. Like because city, it's like this in a lot of major cities, but it's like there's parking on the sides of the roads, right? And then just because there's so many restaurants and things like in my neighborhood, like delivery drivers will just park next to not in a parking spot, just park next to the car, take up the whole street, and now you have to move around them, right? Yeah. But then 2 cars up, there's another guy doing the same exact thing. And then another block up, there's 4 of them doing the same thing. And there are no cops out here being like, come on, guys, like, you got to move it. Like, you're parking here for less than 20 seconds or you're going to get a ticket. And it causes the most congestion. I swear, to get from where I am to the highway is half a mile away, and it'll take me 15 to 20 minutes just to get there sometimes.
I would move.
Traffic.
I would be like, I got to move now because this is giving me so many poops in my pants.
Yeah, it's like I just constantly. I can't drive my car without getting poop in my pants. That's how it goes.
I love this segment.
It's like scat. It's like those little like turds.
This little scat.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. One more. Okay, wait. No, you go. You go. Trevor.
There's a guy.
I love how we're only gonna do one.
I know. I'm like, wait.
Let's go.
He's an ex-NHLer, and his name is Sean Avery. He's played for the Rangers, and he used to stir the pot. But he's a retired player, and what he would do, and he was too early. He would go on Instagram and he would film himself driving around New York City for people that were blocking the bike lane. So like delivery drivers, asshole drivers, people just park there, and he would film himself like going up to them like, "You fucking idiot! Who do you think you are?" And they were like, "Oh, I had no idea. Okay, sorry." And they just like drive off. Like they knew exactly what they were doing. So I'll send it to you. But he stopped doing it. I guess he got chased with like bear spray or something, or like
that's
like somebody tried to kill that guy. Like, I mean, he was like in their face at points.
Damn, that's
cool. I think the poopy pants segment is a hit.
I think it's a hit. I think we need to keep it. I have another complaint, but I'm like, you know what? I'll save it. Okay, well, now I won't save it. All right.
No.
So I just hate like when I talk to ChatGPT and it just talks about how smart I am, or like I hate it how it gasses me up.
Oh, it just glazes people.
It just glazes the shit out of me, and I'm like, I don't want this, and so I'm trying to change it, but it glazes me so much, and I don't like that. I really don't like it.
When it annoys me. That's a really great idea.
That's a great idea.
It's like, shut up.
It's terrible. Honestly, it's life-changing. Like,
I honestly love it.
Like, I'm asking the most basic question about my skin, like about like my diet. Like, it's not life-changing.
It's life-changing. It's like, oh, okay.
Or it goes in, honestly, that's rare. I'm like, anyway, okay.
Oh,
I'll stop, but I really don't like
segment.
it. Good segment, everybody. Good segment.
Great
All
poop.
right. All right.
Great
All right.
poop.
Let us know if you like this segment. I mean, if you don't, we'll probably keep doing it because I think it just.
Then you'll be part of the poopy pants segment if you say you don't like it.
We literally don't care.
It's therapeutic. It makes us laugh a little bit, so I think it's good. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in to episode 30 of the Builders Growth Lab. You'll catch us next week. We have another guest. Charlie, who's coming on next week?
We got
Katie Dunn.
All right.
It's Christmas Eve next week.
Yeah. We're going to be recording the day
It
before
is.
Christmas Eve. So,
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, everybody.
Thanks again,
Have
everybody.
a good one. Thanks for listening.
Peace.